Today's horoscope from Astrocademy, Pisces, October 12, 2022. With a Venus-Chiron opposition early today, you could be concerned with where you stand with others. Of course, it's normal to worry a little, but it becomes unhealthy if overdone. Wrestling with insecurities is possible, but it's a good time to notice the behaviors holding you back from pursuing your goals. In the process, watch for the tendency to be too hard on yourself. While you shouldn't avoid your responsibilities, you should try not to take them so seriously that you lose yourself in them. If your thinking is swinging between imagining the best and the worst, try to nip this in the bud, since it won't do you any favors. The truth probably lies somewhere in between. Also today, Mercury moves into your privacy sector for a stay until the 29th. Mercury recently visited this area of your solar chart from August 25th to September 23rd, but, while retrograde, it returned to your social sector. Now and as you advance, you're looking at life a little differently and picking up information you missed in the past, perhaps while you were too busy to notice. It's a time to review projects, work behind the scenes, and enjoy a break from overthinking. While the last few weeks had bubbling energy up and down, a new trend you briefly tasted before shall begin again. Mental Mercury, our cosmic messenger planet, has once again soared into your solar 12th houses of privacy, dreams, and the unconscious. Your dreams are likely to once again become quite intense now and in the weeks ahead. Listen to your intuition and your hunches when it comes to what is happening in your personal life and how your romantic world is growing. Consider beginning a dream journal to jot down things that pop up. Focus on inner harmony today. You are facing the final part of the post-shadow period for Mercury retrograde, since direct Mercury is re-entering Libra. Now back in Libra, you should use peaceful Mercury to instill inner harmony by focusing on having a balanced subconscious approach to your work and life. You might be faced with stressors since Venus in Libra is opposing Chiron retrograde in Aries. Do not be surprised if you have to work extra hard to move past any misgivings with the frustrating individuals at your job throughout these transits. With the moon just 2 days away from its second visit to your financial sector since Mars' return, there is a call for a wait-and-see approach, but this is not the only reason. The Sun and Venus, the planet of money, are both drawing closer to a friendly aspect to Mars, but this won't come together until next week, with even more insight then. You are one of the most physical of all the astrological signs. Do you have a daily or weekly exercise program that you follow religiously? If you don't, you should. This is recommended for people of any age. The vital energy that you derive from regular physical activity affects your mood, your ability to concentrate, your diet, and your romantic life. Keep the blood moving and you will be a happier person all the way round. Before entering a beneficial period rich in learning experiences, you are going to have to be pragmatic and have your mind on the now. Until then, take a break, escape, and avoid power games with the people you collaborate with or your family and friends. Rather, ask yourself some questions on your true desires and the meaning that you want to give your life. Don't hesitate to start a phase of introspection and inner searching to discover your personal legend. Give philosophy a bigger place in your search for happiness. Just as the Sun and Venus are drawing closer to their return to Scorpio at the end of next week and the start of your birthday month and new solar year, they are joined by Mercury in a nostalgic and reflective part of your chart. Mercury had already spent weeks here before retrograding back out 18 days ago, returning today to get your head back in the game and to get serious about winding down this current solar year. This is when the lead up to your birthday month and new solar year begins in earnest. Just 2 days after Pluto's direct turn in your communication sector, the moon returns to your relationships sector with a chance to take advantage of both what has already been invested and the smoother pathway forward. This is close enough that you are still able to give your relationships, the past and unsaid words, a voice while being able to use this as an opportunity for a fresh start. Our eyes in the sky. This is an interesting day that brings some cosmic relief to personal frustrations. The influence of Venus in Libra opposes the prolific energy of the healing centaur Chiron, adding perspective to the overall power dynamic of your life. Think of this as a reset, requiring you to grin and bear it. A loving bond between parties can help you to move forward. This week is all about your relationships and making you a lot more talkative about what you need. You're setting out to get that now by making your goals known loud and clear. You're changing the people you hang out with, and they're changing you in a good way. You'll make more money if you take their advice instead of fight against it. Paying attention to your self-care routines and feeling more confident in your skin is what it's all about right now. Maybe you've been neglecting the things you really love to do because you're just trying to navigate through the twists and turns of life. Romance and fun can be part of the day as well. You'll feel increased vitality and confidence. The influence of Uranus adds a little icing on the cake, and someone might even profess their undying love to you. You might not want to deal with anyone who brings you down, and for good reason. Mercury enters fair and peaceful Libra today, so it's a good day to schedule some time to yourself or even a therapy session just to get everything out in the open. Talking things out will not only help you but also be a stepping stone to moving relationships in the right direction. It's time to think about how you might be taking other people's word for money matters or buying into an investment scheme that's too good to be true. Someone may be giving you a hard sell concerning a stock, IRA, or bond. You need more time to consider the best path for you. Be firm but polite, and make sure you get the time you need. You know best. In the morning, Venus in Libra opposes Chiron in Aries, prompting difficulties in navigating our relationships. Although we intend to keep the peace, we feel as though we fail to rise to others' expectations. This sense that we are not enough, that we are a disappointment, weighs on us heavily. What we are confronting now is the reality that relationships are a balancing act. There is no way to maintain perfect harmony at all times, yet the fear of failure can cause us to want to throw in the towel altogether. A more mature, adult idea of love is required. We become our own worst enemies and we hold ourselves and our partners to impossible standards. Shortly following this, the Aries moon squares off with Pluto in Capricorn, causing us to act destructively. We are struggling to negotiate the Venus-Chiron opposition. Insecurities within partnerships drive us to behave unfairly with loved ones. We may guilt-trip another or pose a test for them to prove their love. Obviously, these tactics are likely to backfire. On the other hand, we might be a victim of manipulation tactics ourselves. If this is the case, it is a good thing that this behavior is being exposed, so we do not waste further time on a toxic power dynamic. However, the moon begins its void of course following this aspect's perfection that will last until afternoon. Avoid taking action now, as decisions will be made in haste, under emotional duress. Give yourself time to cool off before saying or doing something you may regret.